Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. We are ready for this conversation because it is what is it? It is a powerful one. It really is. Kelly and I are speaking really from our heart, not from our head. We're speaking from our heart about
Mhm.
this opportunity, about this community. So, my name is Hala Citron with I Am Creative and Express Yourself Publishing, and I have the incredible, inspiring Kelly Schwartz Kevel with me. And what we are talking about is this multi author opportunity called Conversations Between Women, the Stories That Heal Us. And this multi author book opportunity really is, I'm going to turn it right over to Kelly because she is really guiding these inspiring women through this process. And I'm kind of on the back end, but seeing people. So, Kelly, take it away.
Thanks, Hollis. And I'm so excited to connect in with you again. I'm just feeling so excited during this holiday time. I keep using the phrase gift giving. It's a gift. When I was talking with one of our authors last week in particular, I think it was Elizabeth Shepley, I kept saying it's a gift, it's a gift. And that's really like the energy, the vibe that I am kind of living in right now. I'm one of those people. I do love this time of year. I love all the festivities and the lights, and it just fits right in with my whole year story of magnificent color and light. This
Mhm.
idea of stepping into the story that you want to tell about yourself. And so this book, Conversations Between Women, the Stories That Heal Us, really is not just a book, but an entire experience. And we're kind of in the thick of it right now. Women have been coming in and joining the book and joining the community. And we just had someone new come on board today, this afternoon, Dr. Kendra, and I can't wait to start introducing her to the rest of the community. But this is an opportunity for women who are really ready not only to step into their own story, but to share their stories, to add published author to their vita, to their resume. And it's a whenever I say published author, the first thing that kind of goes through my mind is like the level of credibility that it adds to your work, right? There's something about the written word, the published written word that just carries power. Words have power. And I think that is one of the things that drew me into this multi-author book collaboration world. So this book is the third multi-author book that I'm going to be a part of, and it's the first one that I am really, hosting, spearheading, mentoring, co-publishing, however we want to phrase it, here with you, Hollis. And I'm just thrilled every time someone new comes into the book because it's a community. So it's kind of like welcoming people into your home. It's like, hello, come on in, have a cup of tea, have a cup of coffee, have a glass of wine, sit down, let's talk, let's have a conversation. And so the women in the book are, someone recently was just asking me about the book. They're really excited to come into the book, and they're kind of like doing their homework. And they were saying, well, like, who else is in the book? And tell me about the other women in the book. And the main thing that I want to communicate is that the women in the book are diverse. They come from different backgrounds, different parts of the country, perhaps different parts of the world. And what's really beautiful about Conversations Between Women is that while you might look at the women in the group and say, okay, I kind of look like her, or I can see my commonality with her, there is definitely a thread that runs through every single one of our stories. And I know, from working with you, Hollis, that this is one of the common themes of multi-author books. It's like you put out that title and it grabs in the people that are attracted to it, and then you get to see all these different ways of exploring a title, a phrase, an idea.
Mm.
So we have some friends that came on board back in July. They were jumping in, and we've got people that have just been steadily coming in from July through today, and with all different stories. We've got stories about overcoming shame. We've got stories about overcoming grief and loss. We've got coming of age stories. We've got stories about, oh my gosh, I'm just like looking at my board of all the women. And the other thing is, while the topics may be about shame and loss and unbecoming and becoming and transforming our lives, they are all really about an experience and a strength that you pulled from it and the hope that you've gathered and are moving
Mm,
beyond. So I'm stealing that from another program out
mhm.
there in the world. They say experience, strength, and hope, but it's perfect for storytelling because no
Yeah.
one wants to get stuck in the hard parts of the story, right?
Mm,
You want to have that flow and that, you know, the climax of the story and all of those pieces. So, we just really I really want to encourage people, and every time I speak about the book, I want to say go to my public page and scroll through and find the interviews with the authors. Even if you just watch a little taste of each one, I tried to keep them in the 30-minute range. Some are a little bit longer, some a little shorter, but it's a great way to get to know who else is in this book. And you know, to kind of get a better sense of not only the stories that they're going to be sharing, but the work and the service they're doing in the world.
mm.
So, we have a minister in the group. We have a somatic breath work practitioner in the group. We have a poet in the group. We have Shannon is so much fun. Shannon's in the book. Shannon has a company called Stoned with Shannon. It's called Stone. And there's she sells crystals and there's all this fun play on words. And we have Elizabeth with Owl Create Coaching, Owl being spelled OWL. It's very clever. And Kendra is coming in. Kendra has a really interesting background. She's a chiropractor, but she also does a lot of work around health and wellness. So there's just this beautiful variety. We've got people
Yeah.
in education, and each woman, I just threw out one tidbit about each woman, but remember that's one tidbit. Each woman is so complex and so interesting. There's just so much going on for each author.
Yeah.
And one of the other things that you and I talk about a lot, Hollis, is that some of the women that come into the book say, I'm a writer and I'm looking for a place to write. I'm really comfortable with that. And some of the women that are coming into the book are like, I'm not a writer, but I have a story. I have a story I want to share. I have a story I want to tell. And typically it's those women I find that are on the fence. They're my little birdies on the fence. They're like, oh, I really want to tell my story, but I don't know. I'm not a writer. I'm not an author. And it feels kind of uncomfortable to put on that new coat. But ultimately, it's going to feel really wonderful when you let yourself settle into it and know that you have the support
Yes.
of me as a writing mentor, as the person holding this group and encouraging community and connection. And we have Hollis with all of the publishing pieces, which is, she does such a beautiful job with all of those parts that people might find hard, like making sure it's edited, and we're getting illustrators and getting ourselves up our digital copies and all. I mean, I can let you talk about that, but I just feel like there's so much that people got from this experience. I mean, honestly, it's kind of insane.
It's
When I start listing it out, I'm like, damn, this is a good deal.
and you know what? I'm just going to kind of sum it up this is throw out the unworthiness, throw out that I'm not good enough, throw out the I'm not a writer, throw out all of that BS. Like enough, 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 enough. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a perspective to share. Even if two people go through the same circumstance, they will not have, you don't have the same lens. You don't have the
Mhm.
same brain. You don't have the same body, the emotional, like the human skin, this suit that we're in. So
Yes.
people have different perceptions. They have different ways of seeing things. So the beauty of this is when you gave it this title, Conversations Between Women, the Stories That Heal Us, I remember you talking about the whole idea of like a table and women sitting around. And ladies, what happens when we sit around the table and talk?
Mhm.
there's
Yeah.
just stories kind of like, and it's not stories that outdo each other. It's
Mhm.
stories that are just sharing because we lift each other up. That is the goal. This is the space
Yes.
that we're creating, is not a story that's like mine's better than yours. It's a
Mm-mm.
story of we are in this together. This is my story. This is your story. And then it's like this melting pot that kind of comes together. And um, all you have to do is write.
Yes.
That's all you
Yes.
have to do, and the support is there for you from
Mhm.
Kelly, from the community, from on the publishing end, like, Kelly started to say, editing, formatting, cover design, social media visuals, Kindle version, paperback version, all of that is, and you're taken through the process on what launch looks like and everything like that. So it's not like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna do it? Oh, we
Mhm.
got you. Like,
Yes.
you're good. You're supported.
Yes. You're supported, you're held. It is a soft place to land, my favorite slogan to use. And that's really important to me, that the women that come into this community get a really strong sense of that and can really settle into that. I noticed the first round. So we've been doing some writing intensives. We've been providing group coaching. There's lots of different ways I've been providing it within this project. But in some of the writing intensives with women that came in a couple months back, I could just see in their writing experiences, in their practice, which is something we do together just to kind of get, into the experience. I love watching women build trust,
Mm.
right? So you come in and you have a certain amount of trust if you're coming in and you're being adventurous and you're willing to come in. And then, like just in some of the women's writing, you see them writing here, like on the surface. And then after a few weeks of watch, as everyone starts sharing, we start building that relationship. I give you a little bit of my story, you give me a little bit of yours. And then we're back and forth. We're witnessing each other and honoring each other, even in the hard stuff. And coming from this really non-judgmental place. And I just continue to love to watch that. Someone will come in and say, here's what I want my story to be about. And they write about that. And then after they're in the community for a while and they start allowing themselves to write with abandon and really settle in, next thing you know, they've gone like to that next level deep, and it makes their story next level rich and
Yes.
powerful and even more healing to everyone. Not only to the one sharing it and writing it, but to those that get the gift of hearing it and experiencing it.
Yes. Yeah, I completely hear you on that. And I want people to understand too that if you're not the kind of person that wants to do a deep dive with a community, you don't have to. You can pick and choose your experience. If you're like, Kelly, Hollis, I'm busy, but this does resonate with me. Do I
Mhm.
have to be part of all that? You have access to it, but you get to choose how deep and how part of it. We're here for you. And
Yes.
regardless, me as a publisher, I will provide all that I provide for you. You get to dive in, and I really appreciate what you said too about the building trust, because no matter what, say a safe space is created.
Mhm.
Um, so
Yes.
yeah,
Thank you for saying that out loud, because this is the thing that I'm noticing as we've been building this community and we've been building and creating this experience in this project. That's what I am continuing to learn and see and be in touch with, that women are coming in here with different goals and different levels of time commitment, opportunities. And that's been really nice about this container, is that you can come in and you can get what you need. And if you want to come in and be with us more often, you can come in and be with us more often. You could be with us for a long time because we're in a published book together. Or you could be like, thanks,
thanks, yeah.
I'm good over here. So and also just to kind of piggyback on that, we've got a couple of different ways to, get into the experience. And you can come in and just do the pieces you need. Write your 3,000 word chapter, write your bio, and give us a headshot and let us take care of everything else. You can come in and get Voxer support. You can do a one-on-one with me. You can come in and participate in our master classes and things that pop up. Like I was just talking about some of the amazing work other women in the group are doing. Jen Maroney, for example, offered a breathwork session for us last week, which was beautiful and awesome. And So many of the women came and participated in that. Elizabeth Shepley is going to be offering us some really cool creative workshop experience next week. There's just so much that you can take advantage of, and you can pick and choose, or you can do it all. But in the end, you always have access to me, and you have the support of Hollis as the publisher. So that's really the most important part.
Well, and the beauty of it really is the networking aspect.
Mm-hmm.
It goes beyond just being published. There's podcast opportunities, there's collaboration opportunities. There's just many ways. It's just expanding beyond this one space. So I think as we're getting ready to draw this to a close, I think that it really is everybody. It's those that it's feeling that you're resonating with. Truly, it's a gift to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly said this in the beginning in a way, but it's like the gift that truly does keep on giving, because
Yes.
I honestly, when I was in a multi-author for the first time, I kind of went into it. I was like, this sounds like a great opportunity, but had no idea the expansion that was going to happen.
Yes.
The opportunity to tell my story and the validity of my story, and sharing it and getting feedback from people who read it, but then people within the group, and friendships that have been formed and collaborations that have been formed since that point, to now being a publisher. Like, this stuff wasn't planned.
Yes.
It's just kind of about learning and self-awareness, and learning more about yourself and learning more about yourself. And when you're open to the self-development and the self-awareness, there are messy bits. I'm not going to lie. They're messy, but that's the beauty of it, because that's how we grow.
Absolutely.
So when you're willing to be open in those spaces, again, you're being held in a safe space. There's no judgment. There's nothing like that coming from anybody else in the space. It really is the gift that will take you on and on and on.
Absolutely. And as you were talking there, Hollis, I was thinking of a graphic, like a web. That's what it feels like to me. This really beautiful web, where you have the book in the center, and then all of these beautiful benefits that are kind of like little starbursts out.
I love that.
On the center, because it really is that. And they just keep, pinging. The book that I did with you that we launched back in April, I feel like the benefits from that experience for me continued to ping. As today, you did connections and collaborations, which is something you have for the authors that come through your publishing house. And it's a great way, again, community, networking, sharing what you need, being witnessed, all of the goodness.
Thank you. Yeah, there's lots of perks to it. So everybody, this is resonating, then reach out to Kelly or I, and we will get back to you. Kelly, is there anything that you want to say in closing, or tell them how they can connect with you?
Yeah, just to echo what you just said, if you're on the fence and you want more information, reach out, DM me, jump onto, book a call with me, get on Calendly and book a call, and we can just chat about it. And you can get more information, ask questions. And if you're on the fence, I think that you should jump in. Jump over. Come on over. But honestly,
the weather's good over here.
Yes. So so easy enough to find me, Kelly Schwartz, Kevel. That's my handle on pretty much everything: LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. But Facebook is the best place to go and hook into my link tree and my calendar.
Yeah. So reach out to Kelly, raise your hand. Let's get the conversation started. And let's do this, baby. So we wish you so much goodness, and we look forward to talking and seeing you soon. And just wish also to everybody that celebrates this time of year. I know this time of year people can welcome it, and other people can get overwhelmed by it or have a lot of feelings with it. So just know that see you, recognize you, and just take a breath and take time for you and do what makes you feel good.
Yes.
So we'll be talking to you again soon, everybody, and have a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in this world. Bye, everybody.